Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
That ordinance number 24-457-48 is approved 5-0. Next council work session will be held on February 12th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Next regular council meeting will be held on February 19th, 2024 at 10 a.m. All right, we will move into public comment portion of the meeting. Remember, 3 minutes per person.
Mayor, before you leave, I am going to actually address something that you might want to stay for, but
Sorry.
I'm going to start before the public comment. It says, in writing, there are 3 types of irony: verbal, situational, and dramatic. Situational irony is when the opposite of what is expected happens. Last week, when Tab Bowling, it's difficult for me to refer to him as mayor now, but decided that he would no longer stay for public comment, the irony of the situation is that his refusal to hear who he has labeled as protesters, he also, in his refusal to hear them, he has also refused to give adequate attention to citizens with legitimate concerns who are not necessarily here with protesters. While he stated that in the newspaper that he heard the voice of Alice Elliott and her concerns, he was not here so that she and any other citizen who wanted to address him could. In 2016, I asked that the council go back to our original time of having meetings at 7 p.m. because it actually gave people the opportunity who work and get off at 5 o'clock, the opportunity to go home, take care of their needs, feed their kids, do whatever they need to do, and get back here. So 7 o'clock was more appropriate, I think. But what we did was we went to that for 2 meetings, and Chuck Ard, who was the District 5 representative at the time, said that no one's coming. So I think that the point was missed, that even though no one was coming, that it was the opportunity for people to come. So that's water under the bridge, but I just want to talk about the opportunity. In 1996, Tommy Sykes, who's sitting here today, and I'm glad, and I started having community meetings when I was first elected to the city council. And I called Tommy and asked him to join me, and he did, graciously. But what we did was, the first few meetings, we were meeting and we would sit there and no one would come to the community meetings. No one. So Tommy and I would sit there for an hour because we wanted to give them the opportunity to come to our meetings, and so we waited for the full hour, and if no one showed up, we left. If someone showed up at the end, we heard them out. The point was, even though no one was coming, we wanted to provide them with the opportunity to speak with their representatives. The point is that there always has to be, we always have to make ourselves available to the public. So last week when Tab left the meeting and Ms. Elliott addressed the council, I told her that I would reach out to Daniel Bowell, who is the director of sanitation department, and see if he could assist her with her concerns. And later that night, I got a text from Tab, and it said, "You should not go directly to directors regarding needs. You are nothing more than a citizen when you are not in a quorum. If you have needs in your district, please contact me, and I will work with the directors to determine possible solutions." And I guess my concern was that I was labeled as nothing more than a citizen. Because I am nothing more than a citizen. Tab is nothing more than a citizen. We answer to you.
That's right.
And so that was concerning to me. So I think my first response was to text something back that was not so nice. So what I did was I just did 3 crying, laughing emojis. And then when I sent that, he said, "You act as though you are a supervisor. You are not a supervisor. I am." And when he sent that, I responded again with 3 laughing, crying emojis, because to me that's sort of hilarious, because when Tab announced that 2 years out that he was not going to run for re-election, from that point on, in my opinion, it was paid retirement.
That's right. Facts.
And in the past, when the Steve Perkins situation happened, people have talked to me and their question was very simple. How do we get rid of a mayor? And my answer has always been that there is no recourse. We can't get rid of a mayor. We can't. There is no recourse in the state of Alabama for us to do that. He's been elected, he's our mayor, and my position also has been that if we get rid of Tab, then Jacob becomes mayor. And while I think that Jacob has listened to our public, and that's so vital, I do think that Jacob is more educated, he is more qualified to serve as mayor. And because of the things that happen in our city, I was afraid of that because, and I've shared this with many people, I was afraid of that because I don't know that Tab can pull off things and we not catch up with him. But I think that Jacob, being more qualified, being more educated, has the ability to pull those things off, and we might not be able to catch those things. But I do think that he has given each of us the opportunity to be heard, and I think that's important.
That's right.
So let me finish, please. The book says, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. The very first time that Tab met with me, and we met at Turner Searles, he asked me for my endorsement. And I told him that I didn't endorse anybody until I saw the entire field. I needed to know everybody that was in the field before I could say, you're the best guy, or you're the best guy. And that's exactly how our conversation went. But he expressed to me his love for the city at that particular time. And that's what remains, is his love. So I would ask, and I join with people, if there's an ounce of integrity, I would ask that your love for the city will allow you to step down and let someone else take that seat.
Amen.
And I do not, want to say that because I didn't want you to feel like I was talking behind your back. That's where we're at. Okay.
No, he's stepping down right now.
All right, we will move into the guys. Okay, all right, we're going to move into public comment now. We'll do 3 minutes, and I'll try to give you some time to wrap up the last point. Please no profanity. And then let's try to keep this productive. So we'll just go down the list in order. First, I have LaWanda Hampton.
First of all, I would like to say hello to everyone.